Now, Israel's deadliest assault on Gaza has begun, and the consequences are horrific to say the least. In just the last 48 hours, the Israeli military says it has struck more than 150 targets in Gaza City, killing dozens as its ground forces press into Gaza's main urban hub. Gaza Civil Defense, the rescue force that operates under Hamas authority, has reported at least 12 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli strikes early today. All this as the United Nations inquiry concluded that genocide is taking place in Gaza, explicitly naming Israeli leaders, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as responsible for incitement and other acts. And of course, Israel has strongly rejected this report. The world is watching the horror unfold and is condemning Israel for it, but it has had, so far at least, zero effect on Israel, as it continues to get a strong backing from the United States. So what we see on the ground is this: smoke, drones and helicopters hover the skies over the Gaza Strip. Hospitals and medical facilities pushed to the brink. Patients are being treated on the floors. Doctors are forced to operate under impossible conditions. Entire families are being displaced again and again and again, asking the same anguished question: where should we go? There is nowhere left to go in the Strip. Now, the Israeli military says it has opened a temporary new route to allow people to flee Gaza City, even as it presses ahead with a major ground assault aimed at crushing Hamas. But before dawn on Tuesday, Gaza City came under massive bombardment. Israeli troops pushed deeper into Gaza's largest urban hub. The Israeli military now says it has struck more than 150 targets since launching the offensive. The new escape route runs along Salah al-Din Street, a road that cuts through Gaza from north to south. Israel says the corridor will remain open for just 48 hours. Until now, people had been told to head south along the coastal road towards what Israel calls a humanitarian zone. But many Gazans say there is no safe place left. At the end of August, the UN estimated that about 1 million people lived in Gaza City and its surroundings. Now, more than 350,000 people have fled south. That's as per Israel. Still, countless families refuse to leave. The humanitarian crisis is only deepened to a horrific level as Israel's war against Hamas rages on. Hamas has called the Israeli assault systematic ethnic cleansing. International pressure is also mounting, as you know. On Tuesday, the UN's Commission of Inquiry said genocide is taking place in Gaza, accusing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as well as other senior officials of genocide. Israel has categorically rejected the report, calling it false and distorted. But because of the mounting death toll, Israel is increasingly being isolated globally. In the latest, Qatar and China have both urged Israel to halt its offensive, while Pope Leo XVI expressed solidarity with the Palestinian people, saying they continue to live in fear and survive in unacceptable conditions. But Israel continues to push back. Today, it has pushed back strongly against a European Commission proposal to suspend parts of its trade agreement with the European Union. In a letter Tuesday, Foreign Minister Gideon Saar called the move disproportionate. Saar argued that the EU proposal, which has never before been applied to any other country, is designed to harm Israel at a time when it is fighting what he described as a war imposed by Hamas. The European Commission's proposal was advanced by Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and is aimed at putting political pressure on Israel by suspending trade-related provisions of the EU-Israel Association Agreement. Saar says that sanctions will not work and warned that they would embolden Hamas instead and undermine any prospects for talks. This is Europe taking a bold step, and if it is serious about following through with this proposal, it would mark a critical test for Europe's resolve. Whether economic pressure will be used as leverage in the conflict or whether it will be dismissed as counterproductive at a time when Israel is determined to continue its war effort. Either way, though, it shows the big divide between Israel and some of its closest trading partners. And it also raises a broader question. Can sanctions truly influence Israel from stopping the war? Will Europe be able to do what US has failed to do so far? That is, end the war in Gaza. We'll have to wait and watch. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.